30,000. That's roughly how many days a human life holds. It sounds like a lot. It isn't, because most of them will vanish. Not to tragedy, to something much quieter. Routine. I've been watching humans for a very long time. And every morning, I see millions of you wake up into a day you already know by heart. Same alarm, same road, same tired evening. So today, I have to ask the question almost nobody asks. Are you living or just surviving? This morning, I followed one of them. He woke at 6. Before his eyes were fully open, his hand was already reaching for his phone. He drank his coffee standing up. He kissed his daughter without really looking at her. And on the train, I watched his face. He wasn't sad. He wasn't happy. He was somewhere else. Here's the strange part. I watched hundreds of faces on that train, and almost every single one had that same faraway look. Where does everyone go? Maybe you know that look. Maybe you've worn it. Have you ever driven somewhere and arrived with no memory of the drive? Have you ever looked at a clock at work, wishing the hours would pass faster? Think about what that wish really means. You were wishing away hours of your only life. Not because the day was terrible, but because it was nothing. And a day that feels like nothing is the easiest thing in the world to lose. I found a study about this. Scientists at Harvard asked thousands of people at random moments of the day one simple question. What are you thinking about right now? Almost half the time, 47%, people were not thinking about what they were doing. They were somewhere else. In the past. In the future. In worries that never came true. Half of a human life spent not quite here. And the study found something else. All that wandering made people less happy, not more. Then there's the calendar. Humans invented a strange way to feel time. Monday is heavy. Wednesday is halfway. Friday is joy, as if being alive had opening hours. 5 days endured, for 2 days enjoyed. I did the math once, and it frightened me. If you only truly live on weekends, a whole year holds about 100 days of living. A lifetime, maybe 8,000. Out of 30,000. Where do the other days go? Nobody steals them. They're handed over, quietly. Children don't live like this. Watch a child on an ordinary Tuesday. To them, Tuesday is not a bridge to somewhere else. It's an entire world. A puddle is an ocean. A cardboard box is a spaceship. And here's something real. Scientists who study memory say time feels slower when life is full of new things. That's why childhood summers felt endless. Every day was a first. As adults, the days repeat, so the brain stops recording them. Years start to blur. Not because time speeds up, because we stop collecting moments. When the sun goes down, I see something even stranger. 1,000 windows light up, in blue. People lie in bed next to someone they love, and both of them scroll through other people's lives. An hour disappears. Then 2. Researchers say the average person now spends almost 7 hours a day looking at a screen. 7 hours. Every single day. I'm not judging. The little glowing rectangle holds real wonders. But sometimes I wonder, if you spend your evenings watching other people live, when do you live? So adults invented a word to hold everything they're postponing. Someday. Someday I'll travel. Someday I'll call my old friend. Someday I'll learn the guitar. Write the book. Watch the sunset. I looked for someday on the calendar. It isn't there. It has never been there. And the people I watch, many of them seem to be waiting for a signal. A permission slip that says, now you can start living. But nobody ever sends it. I once watched a man on his last day of work. 40 years in the same building. They gave him a cake and a card everyone signed. And on the walk home, he looked lost. He told his wife, now I can finally start living. He said it like a man stepping off a boat, onto land he'd never seen. 40 years of waiting. For the good part. What do you even do when waiting was the only life you ever practiced? Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying routine is evil. Routine builds hospitals, keeps promises, raises children. Bills are real. Rest is rare. Some people are surviving because right now, they have no other choice. A mother working 2 jobs isn't failing at living. She's carrying someone else's life on her back. That is not emptiness. That might be the fullest kind of love. Survival is not the enemy. Survival is how every human story begins. But survival was only ever meant to be the beginning. And this is the part that scares me most. Nobody ever decides to stop living. There's no ceremony, no signature. It happens quietly. One skipped sunset at a time. One postponed call at a time. One maybe next year at a time. Listen, people think they're waiting for a better time to live. But life isn't waiting anywhere in the future. It's the thing happening right now. While you wait. A nurse in Australia spent years caring for people in their final weeks. She started writing down what they told her. And here's what haunts me. Their biggest regret wasn't money. It wasn't a missed promotion or a smaller house. Almost all of them said the same two things. They wished they had lived the life they actually wanted, instead of the life others expected. And they wished they hadn't spent so much of it working. At the very end, nobody counts what they earned. They count what they felt. And here's the good news I've learned from watching you. Living doesn't require quitting your job or moving to an island. I've seen living in the smallest places. An old couple on a bench, sharing one sandwich like a treasure. A father who put his phone in his pocket and actually watched his son play. A woman who finally took that dusty guitar off the wall. Because humans don't remember days. They remember moments. Surviving fills your days. Only living gives you moments. And moments are almost always free. So how do you know which one you're doing? I think there's a simple test. One question. When was the last time you did something for the first time? If the answer comes quickly, you're living. If you have to think hard, if the memories all look the same, then maybe the days have started running without you. But the test is also the cure. Do one small first thing. Tomorrow, I want to tell you about one more person. A man I watched for years. Same train, same seat, same faraway look. Then one morning, he got off one stop early. No reason. He walked a street he'd never seen, found a tiny bakery, ate warm bread on a cold bench, and smiled at nothing in particular. 20 minutes. That's all it cost him. And that evening, for the first time in years, he called his mother just to talk. Nothing about his life had changed. And somehow, everything had. Because living isn't a decision you make once. It's a decision you make every day. The sun is setting now. Same hill, same city. 10,000 windows lighting up, one by one. Somewhere down there, someone is answering an email that could wait. And somewhere, someone just stopped, for no reason at all, to watch this exact sky. Same city, two different lives. Maybe that's the whole secret. You don't get to choose how much time you're given, but you might get to choose whether you're there for it. Are you living or just surviving? I don't know the full answer yet. Maybe I never will. I'll keep watching. Next time, I want to understand something even stranger. Why do humans spend their whole lives chasing money? They never have time to enjoy.